married filing joint return was accidentally filed when it should have been married filing separate. 8879s were signed as if married filing separate. Apparently, oops, pushed the wrong button.
Are you perfect down there? Oh, yeah,
I think they highlighted the wrong return when they pushed the button.
Yeah.
But they pushed the wrong button. How can that be corrected? Because if you file a married filing, and this is how I remember this stuff because I tend to have little tricks because I forget easily. We can join returns and make two people responsible. We can't separate returns that have two people responsible, have two individually responsible people, right? After the fact, we cannot, the preparer realized this right away, but filed separate returns by paper that would not get processed. First, Tanisha, what would have been the ideal situation?
The ideal situation would have been to file two separate returns.
Okay, but since we pushed the wrong button, and we're still within the filing time frame, what would
Superseded return is what I would have
returns
attempted.
would have been done, right?
Yes, if it was before the filing deadline. But we don't know if this was a prior year return or filed
Well,
late.
guess what? I found out this was a prior year return.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Okay, I did get a little bit
Okay.
more information. I am not going to say who this came from.
Okay, so we can't
because-
supersede.
We can't supersede.
We can't amend because once it's joint, you can't
Correct.
take it apart.
Now, Jeff, what was brought up to me during that conversation with this person that wrote this question, would the Beard test apply? Because it was not a filed
Valid
return, since the return was not signed. The 8879s were signed as separate returns.
You want to explain the beard to everybody?
Maybe
Yeah, why don't you explain the Beard test
Beard
first?
test is a test that determines whether you have a valid return. So generally, you have a valid return. I'm sure AJ will jump in and correct where I go off the rails here. We work together enough to know.
I know.
And so generally, you have a valid return where A, it purports to be a return. It has enough information to determine what a tax is. And it contains other elements that are sufficient to say it's a valid return. In a scenario like this, probably where we'd start out is we'd try to paper file original tax returns, not amended returns, but original tax returns, and we take so whoever the original preparer is probably will need to exit the picture for this because they have what I think is an irreconcilable conflict. Because in order to fix this, we're going to have to paper file original returns with a letter of explanation that, of course, will never get read, because that's just how it is, saying this was supposed to be filed as original returns, and somehow the tax software filed something else.
Would you do an 8275 with it?
8275?
8275 because you're going against the code section that joint
Disclosure
separate.
forms.
If you wanted the paper, and the paper, would you go 8275 to butter it up a little? Because you're filing against a normal.
You're taking up.
Oh, you mean an A275R? Because we're specifically going against. We might include it, but we would simply take the position that the joint return was not a valid return because the taxpayers did not approve that filing. And so simply because the software provider processed it and shipped it doesn't necessarily mean that it is in fact a valid filing. And we've got the 8879s to back up that what was supposed to be filed here were two married filing separate returns. Now, we're going to kick off Letterpalooza here because it's going to fix this. It's probably going to take a couple volleys of letters going back and forth with the IRS, maybe a trip to the Taxpayer Advocate Service at some point, which I know they love. They're great people. They do great work. And they always love having yet another case to add to their list. But I would say I don't think the original preparer is going to be able to hang in the picture on this because of the conflict.
Tax Talk Today, the tax show for the tax pro, is the innovative educational program presented in collaboration with the IRS, designed exclusively for today's tax practitioner.
There's various loss limitation rules we need to be aware of when we have a business activity.
Each program features in-depth panel discussions with key IRS executives and leading authorities from the tax practitioners community. Tax Talk Today features real-time interaction. Innovative and easy to use, Tax Talk Today is the only program that brings the IRS directly to you. Tax Talk Today can be viewed in large groups in the office or from the convenience of your home. To get continuing education credits for watching a program, purchase your CPE credits today. Tax Talk Today, the tax show for the tax pro.